A very active day here in the Western Pacific. We have Mirasol, which just crossed over Luzon, still bringing rainfall to some areas along the west coast. But I think the big bulk of our attention should be focused on Nando, which has just entered the Philippine area of responsibility, basically east of the Philippines here in the Philippine Sea. This probably is going to be named Mitag by the Japan Meteorological Agency if Mirasol doesn't take that name first. And this is more than likely going to intensify into a major typhoon nearing the east coast of Luzon, or at least crossing into the Luzon Strait over the Basque Islands here. I'm meteorologist Robert Speta, as always, doing my best to inform and update. No hype here in these Western Pacific weather updates. And when I say I'm expecting a major typhoon, I want you to understand that I don't say that lightly. Basically, all the guidance is continuing to indicate a strong typhoon out here, and on top of that, this is moving into an area very favorable for intensification. It definitely has that look even at this time. You have all this convection wrapping it around. This is in its kind of early phase of development, but sometimes these storms just have that look based on experience that it's probably going to be intensifying into something strong. So let's break this down and talk about where it's headed. And you can see right here, you know, it's going to be nearing by Monday and the Tuesday northeastern Luzon, and we can compare this up with a few different models. Let's actually look ahead into Monday based on right here the Icon model just off the northeast coast of Apari here, very close to the Basque Islands. So we jump over to GFS, very similar output, and even the ECMWF right here showing a little bit further towards north. GFS very too close for comfort. In fact, this would be, in this particular situation, Sunday and the Monday, bringing a significant storm surge to places like Apari, heavy rainfall all across northern areas of Cagayan, Ilocos Norte. Our friends at Ivcani Surf Resort would be looking at the kind of the eye wall of this storm system wrapping it around. And then on top of that, you would be looking at plenty of flow kicking in from the west, increasing rainfall for the west coast. And I'm not confident on that exact position, just basically based on where this is forming up and our ensembles as we go ahead into Sunday and Monday are also continuing to lean a little bit further towards the south. And you can see that here in our SpaghettiOs, or if you prefer the spaghetti plots, you can also see this, especially with the GFS. A lot of the members are kind of taking this onshore further towards the south. And it's only a difference of about 50 to 100 kilometers between the eye wall, where the core of those destructive winds are, missing northern Luzon and impacting the islands. I mean, there's still going to be impacts here, or it, staying offshore or coming onshore. And that's why you really have to continue to check in with the latest updates, and also pay attention to that cone of air from Pagasa. And before we take even a closer look at some of these models, I always like to look at the overall background flow. And you can see where that positive vorticity is right here, where a lot of that convection's wrapping it around. And if we just follow the overall background flow, of course, this can change. It keeps it basically on that westwardly track towards northeastern Luzon. And this is why, you always want to look at the models, but you want to look at more than just that and look at kind of the real-time analysis. So keep an eye on this background flow, or keep an eye on this cone of air, I should say. Yes, Taiwan is also in it too, but definitely the Basque Islands, the Basque Channel, and the Cagayan Valley, and especially northeastern areas of Cagayan, all could be looking at a major typhoon by Monday and into Tuesday of this upcoming week. So let's talk about this in a little bit more detail here. Let's actually flip over to our fantastic graphics from Metro Weather, and just showing this overall convection as this moves off towards the west. Yeah, you can see in the last few frames, the last few hours, even getting a bit better organized. And then we take a look at the ECMWF guidance, just showing this moving off towards the north and west gradually on Friday into Saturday, becoming a tropical storm by that point, and then intensifying and really wrapping up with its energy energy here by Monday, and then you see here in the Tuesday. Now, as I mentioned, you're still going to have that inflow, so watch that flow come back around. So even parts of the west coast of Luzon and even over towards Palawan into Mindoro, you could be looking at a little bit of enhancement of the southwest monsoon. And by the way, I do see Mirasol here. I'm going to come back to that, and possibly impacts in southeastern areas of China. I'm still looking at that. But let's look at this, though, and you see the storm just really controlling the entire environment. Now, there is that ridge just back towards north, and it's really the strength of that ridge that's going to be kind of buffering this and could push it a little bit further towards the south. That's another thing we want to continue to monitor over the next few days. But look at this on Tuesday. Look at the flow coming into it. So even if it does stay just offshore northern Luzon, and we do see those more direct impacts in northern areas of Cagayan, there's going to be an inflow coming in from the south, which could even increase areas of rainfall for places like Manila and over towards Palawan, western areas of Mindoro, well removed from that low level center here. You know what? I just noticed my head was cut off. There we go. Let's move this up. So yeah, it's here's a look at the wave heights too for surfers. It's not going to be good. I'm telling you, maybe a couple days ahead of time, but once this gets closer to the islands, this is indicating 6 to 13 meter high waves. Absolutely incredible. And then you take a look at your rainfall outlook here, just your total accumulation over the next 5 days. And yeah, you can see those totals starting to add up, especially along the west coast due to our first storm system. But then you see that enhancement coming in with the secondary one as it pushes off there towards the north and west. So here's some of the main points I want you to take away from this. Nando likely will be powerful typhoon here in the Luzon Strait, and could even quickly intensify in our classic case of the Philippine Sea effect. But it at least is going to be a big rainmaker out here, especially for the west coast. So make sure you're following the latest updates from your official sources here. If you do need to evacuate, make sure you know where to go, and also prepare for a go bag. Take that time now. Make sure you have all your important papers and all of that stuff, just so you know you're ready, prepared, you're not caught off guard. It's always smart to do. You should have done this way back before the beginning of typhoon season, right? All right, so by the way, we're still tracking Mirasol, not named by JMA, and it really totally disrupted after it moved over Luzon. It just absolutely broke it apart because of the mountains there. We're still seeing some convection right now just off of the west coast, seeing a little bit of some showers there while we're getting a break in the Cagayan Valley. That's going to be short-lived because by the afternoon we still have the instability. So Thursday afternoon, due to Mirasol, we are going to see some additional showers and thunderstorms. Bit more of a break on Friday. Friday is definitely going to be the day kind of, and Saturday in the lull here, especially Saturday afternoon. You're going to see a little bit of that more stability of the winds coming in from the north before we start to see our impacts from Nando off there towards the east. So it really is working in tangent with both of these storm systems. And by the way, Mirasol is working its way off towards the north, probably going to come on shore just towards the east of Hong Kong. If you are out here in Hong Kong, could be coming on shore just towards your east of you, with some impacts there into Guangdong province. You see that here with the forecast. So yeah, my goodness, so much happening out here today, and I'm trying my best to not get hung up on the details too much. I want to make sure y'all kind of understand the general forecast here, and that not get too far in the weeds, because I know if I do that, it may confuse some of you. But I think the point is we got storm number 1 moving off like that. Could impact southeast China, and then storm number 2 coming in, and that one's going to be a powerful typhoon. All right, as always, though, if you have any additional questions about what's happening out here today or anything else, shoot me a message. I would love to hear from you. Comment down below, anything like that. Let's do our best to make sure everybody is informed, educated, and making proper decisions. Because, you know, based on this track, by the way, ECMWF, if this stays north of Cagayan, maybe southern areas of the Cagayan Valley, out towards Pangasinan, you're not going to see much wind. A little shift, though, can change a lot. So let's do our best to stay informed. All right, stay safe out there, friends.